This honestly might be my most controversial video yet. I have gotten so much crap for loving StarCraft 2. But whatever. Controversy gives me views. No, it doesn't. Okay, I did not mean that. But anyways, addiction is a very, very real thing. And if you guys have issues, please
Stop it. Get some help.
get help. Because my God, I know I needed some. Dude, I decided to relapse on my old addiction. It's a terrible thing to do. And I failed in that. I failed in that task very bad. StarCraft 2, and holy shit, did I have so much fun playing it last night. I know, it's dirty. I'm dirty. I'm wrong. I'm an evil person. But holy shit, I cannot believe how much fun I had last night. For those who don't know, StarCraft 2 is a very old game made by Blizzard. StarCraft, the original StarCraft, and the StarCraft Remastered, me and my old man actually used to play a lot together. He really loved it, and I think that's kind of where my passion for those type of games kind of grew. Like Halo Wars 2, StarCraft 2, even the original StarCraft I play every now and then. But here I am now, as a 25-year-old man, playing a game. I don't remember exactly what killed the game exactly. If I recall, it had to do something with microtransactions, which is crazy because nowadays microtransactions are the normal. But I can test. With the bigger fact for me is what I'm kind of loving is the gameplay of it. For those who don't know how the gameplay is, you build a base, you collect resources, build your army, attack the separate army, and there's three factions. There's the Terrans, the humans. They're pretty much like how do I describe it? The best way I can describe it is like humans in the future if technology jumped and stopped kind of thing. And they kind of specialize in a balanced gameplay of both offense and defense. You can create a lot of Terrans. You can create really good defenses with siege tanks and bunkers and anti-air guns. And you can build bases really fast. So it's a good mixture of like both offense and defense. And they actually who I main. My favorite technique is really just have kind of like a grow segment. Like where I'll take the spot, grow it, defend it. Take a spot, grow it, defend it, and make like little checkpoints with like the siege tanks I told you about, using bunkers kind of things and anti-air guns. You don't need much, just enough to like let me know that I'm about to get attacked kind of thing. So that way I can start building my defenses or whatnot and weaken them. I know that's not a common way to play. I kind of play it weird. I'm not good at the game for any type of means. I'm no professional. The professionals on that game are just beyond amazing. Dude, they can literally pretty much build a whole entire base without pretty much... I've seen some people pretty much show you do not need a mouse to play StarCraft 2. I have seen people pretty much use their entire keyboard to play with like shortcuts and stuff. It's kind of insane. I can't do that. I'm not that good. There is the Zerg. The Zerg are kind of really much traditionally used as like an offensive. They have a lot of good defensive capabilities, but they're really specialized in just creating a bunch of like Zerglings at once and just really kind of just rush. And that's where a old trend called Zerg Rush in the community happened. They're really good. They are pains in the asses to fight against. I used to play them a lot, but I thought they just actually felt a little too easy, ironically. The nice part is they're because there's like a supply thing, like a supply depot where your units, how many units you can build. For them, they have overlords. Overlords can do several things besides just be that thing. They can be sensors, they can be transport units, they can be several things, and I think that's pretty cool of them how they designed it that way and balanced it. Their main attack force is like called Zerglings, which you can build several at a time. If I recall, you have like this thing called a base, pretty much, and like their hive, that's what the Zergs use, and pretty much you can have one Zergling create one egg, one Zergling, but they actually have a thing where it comes out as two Zerglings. They're not as strong, but it definitely overwhelms your enemy forces easily. They can't shoot. That's the thing though. They are a rush mechanic. They do not shoot their main ground force. You have to have a specialist for that specifically. That's why air is actually a really good anti-Zerg technique I kind of discovered. Even though they have plenty of anti-air capabilities and really great air like the Modalisks. But I feel like air is the best way to go against them. And next up, the hardest thing to go against for me personally are the Protoss. We need to create conditional pylons. Pew, 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 pew. Their thing is actually kind of interesting. So, the Zergs have drones. The Terrans have UAVs. They have these like little probe things that just go up to a spot, build the base, and they can build several bases. One can build a base like that. The bases take a little bit longer, I think, to be built. But what's really fun with them is they're really, really great at defense. Because A, they actually have shielding, which usually your characters don't have. The shielding does recharge. I think their health on average is a little lower because of that, but the shielding does heal itself over time. So if you kind of treat the shielding as health, you kind of like in Halo or whatnot, they're actually pretty solid. The resources are expensive. Their things are a little bit more tedious to make, but their air capabilities kick ass. You can have a mothership, and these motherships can have like a bunch of little ships attacking. If you do not have a decent air capability to handle them, they will kick your ass. Their ground troops, they're just melee. Again, they're not actually using guns. They're main ground troops. But what's amazing about them is they can actually all camouflage at some point building them. So if you don't have like some kind of detectors, dude, they can kick ass. They're really great. The Protoss are really fun, and all three factions are actually fun in their own right. Terrans are balanced. One's about really specializes in defense, and one does a great job at offense. It kind of is this perfect balance of what can be done and what can't be done. I personally think this game should be kind of resurrected a little bit, StarCraft 2. If Blizzard actually put a little bit of money into making a like a StarCraft kind of like remake, like StarCraft 2, like how they did a remaster of StarCraft 1. If they did that with StarCraft 2 and actually did the right balancing tweaks, made everything right, dude, I think they can actually bring back StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2, I feel like died off because of certain controversies. Like, hold on, I'm gonna let you look this up. Yeah, one thing I guess is another thing they failed is that they failed in the esports field. They were really heavily in the esports field. If you play Overwatch, D.Va actually streams StarCraft 2 canonically, but the bigger part is what failed it is how competitive it is. It is definitely a sweat game, and not sweat in a fun way. A game like that where you kind of have to play it one way, or you can't play in any other way in a competitive way. That's why I mainly play with AI, because the AI, you can play your own way, figure out and just however. As of 2024, it's actually still pretty big in Korea. So anyone from Korea actually sees this, just know if you're a fan of it, I actually would like your personal opinions on what can be done to kind of help internationalize it in a way. If you can't have a good opinion on that, that's fine. I would kind of just like to hear your thoughts in any way, shape, or form down in the comment below. But it's also too, it's not like you can't play the game. There's still like 100,000 daily players playing the game, so you can still play it with other people. It's not like it's dead, but it used to be such a massive game. I think when the Brood War is still pretty big, I don't know. I just really want a StarCraft 2 remastered. It is a addiction of mine. It's an old addiction of mine, and I would love to see it back. Relapsing was fun. I might relapse on stream. Alright, that's all I have to say. If you guys Have a good morning, good evening, and good afternoon.